Good morning.
Good morning.
Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.
How was your night?
Oh, different. Lots of dreams.
Yeah? What?
I don't know. They're good dreams or could be a nightmare. We'll find out. Now give me the verdict.
2 thumbs up. If I was, what's that guy on the, does the food review or the restaurant review? Gilchrist. An 8.5 out of 10.
Yay!
I don't think he's ever given better than that.
That's right. That's why you only got an 8.5. If it didn't look like duct tape, you'd have got a 9.
So the boat is finished, and I know you have been planning where to go.
Yes, one time we flew from Yellowknife across the east arm of Great Slave Lake. Looking down, I said, that's a future destination.
Oh, that sounds good.
Leaving Calgary, we drove 1,760 kilometers past Edmonton into the Northwest Territory, around the western end of Great Slave Lake, and on to Yellowknife. Great Slave Lake is the shape of a flying swan. Fort Providence is the end of the tail, Yellowknife the elbow of the wing, and paddling the east arm you are following the neck. Portaging into Wildbread Bay puts you into the eye of the swan. From the tip of the Pethe Peninsula, we paddled the Hearn Channel through the Narrows, following the Mackenzie Fault Line and into the Lost Channel. There at the east end was the portage into Wildbread Bay. The Deschaux Bridge over the Mackenzie River opened in 2012, replacing the ferry and giving the people a dependable year-round link. In Yellowknife's Old Town, we found Peter Palm at his float base ready to fly us in. We had delayed our trip due to the massive forest fires, but they were now subsiding.
So you guys engineered this yourself, huh? We'll try to find a better spot than that. Set it.
I don't like to travel with logs. Just the right stuff,
Yeah.
but not logs.
I'm a big fan of that.
40 minutes in the air brings us to our destination. Peter circles twice and chooses a pebble beach to land us at.
You want me to grab one side?
I think I just
Yeah. Perfect. Well, I think that's everything.
Families of loons are to be our constant companions on this trip. With perfect weather and a varying wind, we processed towards the Telfele Narrows, passing still burning fires. We camped on a lovely island and feasted on berries. We had made our boat to be paddled by single or double blades. With an adjustable rudder, we could use our spinnaker to sail, or we could simply set it to reduce the need for steering. These things allowed greater options and security. Once on this trip, the waves were breaking at waist height, and we still moved forward safely. With a changing breeze, we were suddenly engulfed in smoke, navigating only by following the cliff. But as the wind again swung, we found a lovely bay to camp and explore. It was sometimes tricky to find level spots for both our tent and cook shelter. When we had established our camp here, we bushwhacked and climbed the cliff behind us. The top gave us a good viewpoint of where we were going and also of the fires burning around us. As we hiked, a bald eagle dove on us, screaming a warning. We soon found her cause for anxiety as we peered down into her nest at two young who took to unpracticed wings at our sudden appearance. Back in camp awaited a treat. Black and red currants made our fry cake special. I dubbed this melodious bay. Large wave action has sorted small slabs of mudstone by size and weight, stacking them into spiraling patterns. Each wave sets them in motion, producing a clicking melody. The McDonald Fault Line is 150 kilometers long, rising as much as 300 meters above and dropping hundreds of meters below the water. There are also sections of the Mackenzie Dike Swarm of the Seton Volcanics. This is the world's largest example of a dike swarm. Great Slave itself is the world's 10th largest lake at 27,200 square kilometers and the deepest in North America, plunging to 614 meters. Paddling towards an ice patch that had survived the summer, we found an idyllic lunch spot. In the afternoon, we came to a fairyland of geological wonders. We named this Cinnamon Bun Bay. There were acres of calcareous stromatolites, concretion pebble conglomerates, native copper, and beautiful, baffling assortment of strata. We saw a number of black bear. This first one was on a kill and snapped his jaws at us to warn us away. The second one was just happily grazing for berries on a cliff. We found ourselves stormbound in the protection of a bay. We had a layover to do chores, explore, and read. The next day was again nice, and we carried on to our portage. This was a short, easy drag over from the Lost Channel into Wildbread Bay, the Eye of the Swan. We think of this as a wilderness canoe trip. We saw only 2 other people in 17 days, but this is home to the Suitcase. It is becoming Canada's newest national park with the name Nene. There are many signs of former use here, some new and some old. We are latecomers to this spectacular place and are glad that it will be protected. The Suitcase, Métis, and European explorers have passed this way, and the future can bring pride of sponsorship to the many who have worked hard towards its national park status. The land of the ancestors, or Nene, may encompass 33,000 square kilometers. Hiking up over the Coachella Peninsula, we could look down at Shelter Bay in McLeod Bay and at the historical Portage Trail. Most camping in Wildbread was done on dome-like bedrock, as here in the gap, the passage out to Christie Bay. Wildbread has a number of deep bays to explore, and as we paddled eastward in the advancing fall weather, we were glad for their welcome shelter. The cliffs hosted many eagle nests, and the extensive rocky slabs were dappled with miniature gardens of pioneering plants.